Hi, Olivia. That sounds frustrating. I'm every day I have something like right now I'm having trouble with my capture software. So I feel for you. You know, it's just the world we live in now, right? But isn't it incredible what we can do with these tools when we get them working? So that's it's worth the effort. I think I know it's wrong. Well, I may know it's wrong based on what you're saying, and it's what you said is that you may not have CSS shadows as a installed somehow for some reason. Um, that should not be incumbent within Climate Studio. That's, I think, a setting in Rhino that, and so I don't know what version of Rhino you have. We'd have to talk more. And I'm not a computer tech on these, so I won't. There's only so far I can go to help. But first of all, so I understand that you're having a problem, and I'm taking that into consideration. Um, but the first thing to do is open up Rhino, go to any view, and see if when you open the view, if you can click on CSS shadows, if you can see it somewhere. If you do, you should get shadows, and you'll notice if I go to shaded mode here and I come into my Climate Studio and I turn on shadows, all that's happened there is that I've changed my view setting to CSS shadows. So that's the setting we're looking for. Um, if you don't see it, I did have somebody come up to me at the end of class last week, had this problem. Uh, CSS shadows was not showing up. There was something else, some camera view CSS, something that was related to camera. Um, she claimed that she had rebooted her computer and turned on the software a couple of times. We did that again and it worked. So that's always the first thing to do is try to just reboot, restart the program. Um, a couple other things I did. Then the next thing, of course, and I'm sure you know this, but just to try to help, is to go to do web search, a web search about this. Um, I did one, and let me see. Actually, I lost it now. Yeah, uh, and it was referring to going to my display settings uh, in View in Rhino. So let me do that just to show you. You know, in case you haven't used Rhino in this way that much. So if I go to standard, there's a settings tab, this gear, which is usually settings, right? Down here in view, it may be that there's a setting in your OpenGL that will allow you to change how your video card is configured so that it will allow the CSS shadows to show up. We can see here under display modes, this is also where that should be. Um, if sometimes what I do, and again, this may be babying you because you maybe are very good at searching, but if like this, I think it's from 2016. Sometimes I'll go back to my search and adjust the time frame to something more recent, like the past year, to see if there's something recently that an update or something that caused a problem. Um, okay, so the summary is. Well, I haven't said this yet. This is the baseline of the summary is that the reason we're doing this right now is to solve these kind of problems. We're starting really early with Climate Studio for this reason. So do your best to get this worked out. We have to get it worked out by next week. So if you can't figure it out, we're going to have to then, and you don't think that we can, that maybe it's something with your computer, then you're going to have to use the computer labs. We're going to have to make sure that these programs are set up on there. They're supposed to be. I've not been able to check it yet because every time I go to the computer lab, it's got a class in it. Okay, so that's what I can do to help you. Please keep me posted and let me know what's going on with this. And realize also that it's a computer issue that you're going to have to solve yourself. You may be able to get tech support too if you can't figure that out. I'm thinking there's going to be a simple solution. And the next step for me is if you can't fix it, email me back and I will try to contact the support people at Climate Studio and see if they have any suggestions. All right, I hope this helps. Good luck, and I'll see you this week.